Hello, I am Evy, and welcome to my channel, Learn English with Evy. Today's episode is a bit special. We're not just going to talk about English, we're going to listen to it, experience it, and take a big step forward. If you're listening, it probably means you have a big dream. To think in English, to speak without always translating, to feel more confident and more natural when you use English. Well, you are in the right place. Because today, we are exploring a big question. How can we start thinking directly in English? And you won't be alone. In this episode, you will hear guests, stories, and experiences from other English learners, just like you. When we start learning English, most of us do the same thing. We translate in our heads, from French to English, back to French again. It's normal, but it's slow, it's tiring, and sometimes it makes us feel like we'll never speak fluently. Today, we're going to talk about this very real problem. And to help us, I'm joined by Lena, a French learner who knows this feeling very well. Lena moved to Australia 15 years ago, at the age of 22. She came for a short internship, and she never left. Today, she lives and works in Melbourne, and uses English every day. Hi Lena, welcome to the podcast.
Hello. Thank you for having me. So, my name is Lena. I'm 37 years old, and I'm originally from Lyon, in France. I came to Melbourne when I was 22, for a 6-month internship in a small cafe. At the time, I didn't plan to stay forever, but I fell in love with the city, and with the challenge of building a life in English. It wasn't easy at first. I made a lot of mistakes. But today, I feel at home here, and I'm happy to share my story.
That's amazing. So let's go back to the beginning. What was it like when you first arrived in Melbourne?
It was intense. I had studied English at school, grammar, vocabulary, but when I arrived, real life was very different. People spoke quickly. They used slang. And my brain. It was working so hard. Every sentence I heard, I tried to translate. Every sentence I wanted to say, I built it in French, and then tried to say it in English. But it was slow. Too slow.
Can you give an example?
Yes. I remember my first week at the cafe. A customer came in and said, "How's your day going?" And I answered, "Yes." Because I didn't understand the question. I translated. I felt lost and embarrassed. I smiled, but inside I thought, why is this so hard?
So how long did you keep translating like that?
For the first few months, always. It was automatic. French first. English second. But conversations don't wait. So I often missed the chance to speak, or I said the wrong thing. That made me more shy.
And what helped you change that?
I started very small. At home, I spoke to myself in English. I said things like, "I'm hungry. I need my keys. I'm going to the cafe." I also described things I saw outside. The sky is blue. That man has a red hat. I tried to stop using French, even in my thoughts.
And did it work?
Slowly, yes. After a few weeks, some small thoughts came in English first. One day, I saw a dog and thought, that dog is so cute. And then I realized, wait, I didn't translate that. It was just English. That was a big moment. I felt very proud.
That's wonderful. So for people listening who still translate everything, what advice would you give?
Be patient. It's normal to translate at first. But don't wait to be perfect. Use English every day, in small ways. Speak out loud. Think in short sentences. Even if it's not perfect, it's real. And step by step, your brain will learn a new habit.
Thank you so much, Lena.
Thank you so much.
Your story is really inspiring. So yes, translation is a natural step in learning, but we don't have to stay there. Thinking in English is possible, and it starts with simple things. In the next chapter, we'll talk about what you can do every day to help your brain switch from French to English thinking. Let's keep going. We talked about translation and how it can block us. Now, we start to build something new. The goal: to help your brain think in English directly. But don't worry, you don't need long conversations or perfect grammar. We're going to explore simple actions, little things you can do every day. To help us, we welcome Nicholas, a French speaker who moved to the UK 20 years ago. Hi, welcome.
Hi. Thanks for inviting me. I'm happy to share. I moved to England when I was 25, now I'm 45. I live near Manchester, and I use English every day, for work, for family, for everything. But it was not easy at the beginning.
So tell us, how did you begin? How did you train your brain to think in English?
Honestly, I started very, very small. I didn't try to speak fast or sound perfect. I started by talking to myself, in English. At home. Alone. In the kitchen, in the bathroom, anywhere. I said things like, "This is a plate. I clean the plate. Now I dry it."
That sounds simple, but very real.
Yes. It felt silly at first. I laughed at myself sometimes. But it works. Your brain gets used to it. I wasn't just learning English. I was learning to use English, in real life. And I didn't need a teacher. I just needed a habit.
That's so powerful. Did you do this kind of thing every day?
Almost every day. When I made coffee, I pour the water. I wait. I drink. When I walked outside, the sky is grey. I see a cat. I feel cold. It sounds basic, but these are real thoughts, and they train your brain.
Did you also name things around you?
All the time. Table. Chair. Window. Shoes. I would walk around and point. This is a spoon. This is the door. I even did it in the supermarket. Apple. Banana. Milk. Soap. Just like a kid learning words. And slowly, those words became part of me.
So you were building English into your daily life.
Exactly. No stress. No test. No performance. Just me and my little phrases. And I was consistent. That was the key.
That's a great message. You didn't wait for a perfect situation. You created small English moments in your day.
Yes. Thinking in English is not magic. It's a habit. A muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. But you don't need to wait. You can start right now, with one phrase, one object, one thought.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you so much.
So, dear listeners, here's your challenge. Today, or tomorrow morning, choose one small action. Talk to yourself in English. Say what you see. Describe what you do. Even if it feels silly, it works. Your brain learns by doing, by repetition. But now, it's time to go further. Let's talk about thinking in full ideas, not just naming things. Because real thinking means expressing opinions, feelings, and plans, even in simple English. And to help us, we're welcoming Leah, a French student who's preparing for a big step in her life, studying in the United States. Hi, Leah. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you. I'm really happy to be here. So yes, I'm 23 years old, I live in Toulouse, and I'm planning to go to the US next year to finish my studies in architecture. It's something I've dreamed of for a long time, and I want to feel ready in English, not only for speaking but for living in the language.
That's exciting. Tell us, when did your connection to English really begin?
Actually, very young. I started watching TV shows in English when I was maybe 10 or 11. At first, with subtitles in French. Then, little by little, I started using English subtitles and then no subtitles. I didn't understand everything, but I loved the sound of English. I began to copy what I heard, the rhythm, the expressions. It became natural.
So, watching series helped you think in English.
Yes. Not only vocabulary but patterns. Like how people say things. How they react. I would pause and repeat lines out loud. Sometimes I even imagined my own scenes like, what would I say if I was in that story? It helped me practice real emotions in English, not just grammar.
That's a great point. Thinking in English is not just about objects or colors. It's also, what do I want? What do I feel? What do I believe?
Exactly. Sometimes I walk home and I think, today was a difficult day. I didn't sleep well. But I'm proud I finished my work. It's simple, but it's me. In English. And that makes me feel more confident.
What advice would you give to learners who want to do the same?
Start with your real life. Don't invent complicated stories. Just ask yourself in English. How do I feel? What do I want to do today? What do I need right now? Use basic words but honest thoughts.
Yes, it's not about perfect English. It's about real English. Real you, in English.
Exactly. The words don't have to be big. You can say, I'm nervous. I feel happy today. I don't want to talk now. That's already thinking in English.
Thank you so much, Leah.
Thank you, Evy, for inviting me.
Try this today. Stop and ask yourself, in English, something simple. What do I feel? What do I need? What do I want to say? But now, let's face a common fear. What if I don't know the words? Should I stop? Should I switch back to French? Or is there a way to keep thinking in English, even when vocabulary is missing? To answer that, I'm joined by someone with a very different perspective. His name is Mark. He's 61 years old. He works in medical research, and he started learning English as an adult, not for travel, but for science. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And yes, I learned English for a very specific reason. In medicine, the most important papers are almost always in English. New discoveries, clinical trials, innovations, they are not always translated. So if you want to grow in this field, you have to read in English and understand and think.
So how did you start?
I started in my 30s. I had a good career, but I felt frustrated. I was reading French summaries of English research, but something was missing. I wanted to go to the source, the original texts. So I began reading medical articles in English, slowly, very slowly. I used a dictionary, I wrote down new words, and I accepted that I didn't understand everything.
That's hard for many learners, not knowing every word.
Yes. At first, I tried to stop every time I didn't understand. But that made it impossible. I lost the idea, the rhythm. So I changed my method. I said to myself, focus on the meaning, not the perfection. I guessed the meaning from context. And if a word was important, I looked it up. If not, I moved on.
And when you think in English, how do you handle gaps?
I simplify. It's not exact, but it's clear. I don't stop thinking. I reformulate.
That's powerful. So, thinking in English doesn't mean knowing every word. It means staying in English, even with simple words.
Exactly. Use the words you have. Build around what you know. I often say, don't translate, adapt. Use easier words. Use examples. The brain learns more when it searches and builds, not when it stops.
So, what's your advice for learners who feel blocked?
Accept that you won't know everything. That's not failure, it's normal. And when you don't know a word, try this. Ask yourself, can I explain this idea in another way? Use basic words. Use comparisons. And most of all, keep going.
Thank you, Mark. That's such a valuable lesson.
Thank you, Evy.
English is not only for tourists or for exams. It's for everyone, in different ways. And you want to travel, or watch movies in English, or meet people, or get a better job. Whatever your reason, English can open doors. But sometimes, there's a problem. It's not grammar. It's not vocabulary. It's something more personal. It's the feeling. I'm not good enough. I'm too slow. I sound stupid. I'll never speak like them. This is a confidence problem. Mistakes are not failure. They are the path. You cannot become fluent without making mistakes. It's like learning to ride a bike. You fall. You get back up. That's how it works. So, let's say it again. Together. English is for everyone. It's not only for native speakers. It's not only for people who speak fast or perfectly. It's for you, at your level, with your voice and your story. Don't wait to feel perfect. Speak now. Little by little, your confidence will grow. Thank you so much for listening. If this podcast helped you, let me know. Leave a comment, send a message, or share it with someone who's also learning. Keep going. Oh, you're on the right path. See you soon, and take care.